fed like sheep slaughter, okay? That's the reason why I come and I do what I do because I want y'all to learn and understand why this world is on drugs because it's part of the agenda. That's how they control y'all through mind manipulation, mental magic, and domination spells, and just all kinds of fuckery and trickery, sex magic, and all kinds of different things. Child, the list goes on. This world is ran by magic. They use our own magic against us. Don't let nobody ever tell you that magic does not exist because it really does. It does. And everyone being under the influence, you're literally giving your power away. You're giving your power away. I mean, it's just what it is. You're giving your power away every time you get high. I want y'all to think about that. You're giving your power away every time you drink. The wines and spirits, you're giving your power away. You're saying to the masses, to the lizard people who control this world, that colonized and took over all of our shit, the Aboriginal shit, you're telling them that, oh, okay, I want you to stay in power. You're telling them, oh, okay, I want you to dominate me. You're telling them, oh, okay, I'm okay with you tricking me and manipulating me and leading me to my slaughter. Yeah, that's what you're telling people every single time that you drink, every single time that you smoke. Why do you think most relationships get tore up? Drugs. Drugs are the number one reason why shit just falls apart in life. Because they know. And that's the reason why a lot of people, they don't even be acting like themselves when they under the influence. Have y'all ever noticed that? You be like, wait a minute, you don't act like that when you. That's because that's not that person. That's a spirit that then took over that person. Because again, when you are under the influence, your defense it weakens. You're no longer strong enough to have the protection of not being affected by spell work or any type of entity attachments. Also through sex, Jezebel, incubus, succubus spirits, them STDs, sexually transmitted demons. Y'all are constantly giving y'all power away. Every time you toss it up, every time you hit that, you telling the enemy, okay, yeah, keep it coming. I want to give all my power to you. This is what you're telling them. This is what you're telling them. And then us as colored people wonder why we get treated how we get treated. Because you're so dumbed down, you know, respectfully, but you're so dumbed down when you are under the influence. How can you expect for somebody to respect you in a not so natural form because you're not your natural self? Because you want respect that you're not even showing for yourself. You want to be respected, but then you're showing people that you don't mind because you're not understanding the mind trick, mind fuck, they're mind fucking you, that you don't mind being under control. Okay. You can come tap in, Maxwell. You're welcome to come tap in. But this is what you're telling everybody around you who feels like they have control over you. You're not allowing yourself to take control over yourselves because you're allowing your addictions and your vices to rule and control you. And the other people who are doing the little, hocus pocus over you to control you and dominate you, along with the spirits that attach to you while you are under the influence because you're under demonic attachment. Okay? Entity attachments. That's just what it's about at the end of the day. Become more strong within yourselves. Love yourselves. Okay? Take time out for yourselves. You don't have to be with somebody else. You don't have to deal with the everyday nonsense from other people. Learn how to let go. Let them go like Keisha Cole, honey. Stop allowing people to dominate you and control you. Control yourself. Control yourself by letting those vices go. Learn how to heal because that's what's most important at the end of the day. It's about self love. It's about just really, learning and knowing oneself. I mean, that's just what it is at the end of the day. Just love on yourself. Hey there, how are you?
Hey, what's going on? And
Hey.
speaking some truth, I think it takes time for every single individual person. It's kind of that thing where it's the sort where you're like,
I
okay,
know.
are we gonna do this today, or are we gonna be good today? And it's one of those where you just got to take time with yourself. A lot of people, I believe, including me, sometimes don't give ourselves a break. Like it's okay to take this L today. Just remember what you're doing this for. Take it.
but you do realize what you're allowing in that moment, right?
Right.
I just want you to always keep that in mind. Every time that you go back, you're inviting that to yourself. And then you got to go back and do it over again and re-cleanse and try to shoo those attachments away and that codependency because you keep inviting it to yourself. So it's like being a hamster on a hamster wheel. Like you're going nowhere really really fast.
And
Like
that's exactly what they want.
exactly. So you got to become stronger mentally, overstanding and beating and defeating that. Because why would you want to knowingly know that somebody is mind fucking you and controlling you every time that you do that to yourself? Like, why would you do that to yourself? That's torture. Like, come on. I'm
You
just
know,
saying, like,
yeah.
I'm just, like to me, my aha moment was so awesome. I was just like, wait a minute now, what? And nobody told me this, y'all. I figured this shit out for
But
myself
you know
because
what?
I was eating y'all's shoes and I was just like, wait a minute, hold on.
I don't
And
think
it,
people had the taste that you had, though. You know what
what
I'm
do you
saying?
what do
I
you
don't.
mean?
I don't think. I don't think people need that aha moment taste. They don't need it, but it's the fact that they haven't experienced that yet. And it's mostly because they're thinking like, oh, an overnight type thing most of the time. But I can
Yeah.
imagine if they had that aha moment, like the taste, what I'm saying, they'd be like, dang, like that was good. Do I really want to go back and smoke this L, or do I want to feel that for real, 100%?
And I actually, I spoke about it briefly when I knew someone back in the day, way back in the day when I was younger. And I remember him telling me as a drug addict about how he started doing drugs, started, smoking that crack shit. And when he broke it down, and he's the one who brought it to my attention about chasing that first high. And I just looked at him and I was like, oh, wow. That puts it into perspective. So you got to remember that with everything, you still chasing that first high. That's just what it is. And when you can become stronger in the mind and understand that you have to overcome that, you got to defeat that, you got to beat that, you got to check that shit at the door. What's more important, your life or that high? Becoming better or that high? I'm just saying, you
Right.
know. controlling yourself, being the master of oneself, because that's what life is about, is mastering yourself. And when you're not able to master yourself, that's why you got masters trying to master over you type of situation. Hello.
Right. Right.
Because once again, us copper colored people, we were the slave owners back in the day. We used to oversee all of the people in the Sudan and Pakistan and the people from the Caucasus Mountains and the Nephilim. They were all our slaves. All of them were our slaves. It's always about trying to dominate over us because they remember that they used to be our slaves. So let's give the people what they're not used to. Let's give all the color people, the chosen ones, let's give them what they're not used to. Let's get them strung out. And then that's how you world domination. That's how you take control. You fuck up that mind. You control that mind. That body is going to follow. That's why it's so easy to dominate over the people of color. This world on drugs. I remember when they introduced crack years ago. That shit was like horrifying. Then meth, and you know the marijuana or cannabis, it's been around for forever. It has
Right.
its seasons when it's popping, and it got its seasons when it's not. I'm just
Right.
saying, but it's always been around. But it's all about you know, making that decision that you want to be the master of yourself and not allowing somebody else to master over you. Because it's what it's about, domination. They want to dominate over you. Why would you allow somebody to do that? I'm just saying.
You're nailing everything right on the head. I guess the sober life just doesn't seem that appealing to the eyes that are not spiritual.
Oh,
It's
I
not.
already know. I already know that. But again, this is where everyone needs to open up their spiritual eyes to see it for what it is. You're allowing yourself to be controlled. Marinate on that. I said it in so many different forms. I said it, in a whole complete sentence. I gave you definitions, scenarios, and so on and so forth. At the end of it all, you're allowing yourselves to be controlled and dominated. When you gonna stop? That's the question. When are you gonna be master of yourself? That's the question. When you gonna stop allowing other people to dominate, rule, and control you? That's the question. It's all about discipline. And there's a lot of people who lack discipline because they don't want to do the work. It's a lazy ass world. People lazy don't want to put the work in. They're like, oh fuck it, whatever. I just, I'll smoke until my heart's content. Oh shit, I'll smoke and go to sleep and forget about it. It's always about an escape. Why are you trying to escape?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and again, I'm not bashing anybody because I've lived it. So that's why I can sit here and talk about it. Because I've seen all sides of things. I've seen people the closest to you be so strung out until it's unreal and it's not even worth it. It's just like, is this what happened to this person? Doing these type of drugs and then it turned into this? I've seen some of the worst examples, and I guess even more so, that's why it encouraged me to be able to quit because I've never been addicted to anything. Let's be clear. It was a choice that I made. I've never been addicted to anything, to nothing. It was I chose to do it in that moment, and then I was able to quit. It was never, oh, I gotta have. No, 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 no. But I've had some of the most potentest, and I'm gonna say potent examples to show me every reason why I did not want to go in that direction. I told you my story about working in a pharmacy.
Right.
Also, my experiences with dealing with, people that you pass, you know, like ships in the night through your lifetime, because I am half a hundred, and you see what drugs have done to people, ruin their whole entire fucking lives, ruin their marriages, ruin their relationships. And then people are not realizing why. Because that person is no longer themselves. They're no longer in their original state. They're no longer that original person because they have entity attachments. Why do you think that person don't even act the same anymore? Because it ain't them. Something else took over. That's why they call it the body snatchers and the this one and that one, because people literally have other stuff ruling and controlling them and taking over their vessel, their bodies. They call them
Do you?
body jumpers and so
Right.
on and so forth. Like, y'all gotta understand what is going on. This is a very spiritual world that we live in, and so many people look at it like, oh, that's only in the movies. They're showing you what is really real. Recognize it. They're just showing you in a different way. They are showing you what is really real. All that shit is not make believe. That shit is actually going on. The alien movies, the Marvels, the this ones and the that one, the poltergeist, all of that shit is real. Like we all have angels and demons around us right now as we speak. You just can't see it because your spiritual eyes are not open. I'm surrounded by a bunch of protection because of who I am spiritually. I'm highly spiritually ranking. I'm extremely protected. I have divine protectors around me on a daily basis. Again, people have to look at things in a different light. Come up out the matrix. Come up out of here. Come on. I'm just saying, because
Baby steps, baby steps. I'm trying.
no, dude, you trying to get off this damn live and go light up again. That's what your ass trying to do. That's what you're trying to do. You trying to get off of here and go light up. But I get it though. I understand. But it just comes a time when it's just like, when is enough gonna be enough? You know?
Yeah.
When is it gonna be enough? You can't wait till the last moment and be like, oh damn, let me hurry up and no.
It's too late.
It's too late.
Oh man.
Like I always say, it's mind over matter. You don't mind being, then it don't matter. Okay,
Right.
here we go. Shit.
I mean, do you think that we get so high for so long to a point that we don't even remember like who we are supposed to be or what our regular perception is of people?
I
Like in
absolutely do.
at
I
least a year.
absolutely do.
Yeah.
I absolutely do. Yes. Absolutely. Yes, I do. I do. I believe all of that. Because that's why if you're a person who, have done it for so long, it don't even affect you the same. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
So in that moment, that's your body saying, quit. Seriously.
Right.
Your body's saying, this is where you need to cut it off. Because when you've done it so much and then you like, damn, this ain't the same. This not hit the same. Because you steadily chasing that first hit.
The first hit.
That's what I need to name this, the first hit.
The first hit. Yeah. Man, I mean, we're hitting on some good information when it comes to the video. I don't know about the drugs, but I mean, it's working for sure.
No, but through I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful for everything because life has taught me on so many different levels, like what's important and what's not, what you need to let go and what you need to keep. It's just it's an elimination process. What are you willing to let go? That's what it's about.
Exactly what it is. What I'm and I'd be like, dang, maybe ooh, yeah, what I gotta let go? What I gotta let go?
I'm just saying.
It is an elimination process.
Yes, it is.
It is an
And
elimination process. It needs to be done. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be hard, but it just got to get done. I think that's where we all stuck at the elimination process. Do we really? Do we?
exactly. Yeah, because you literally have to make it up in your mind that that's what you're gonna do. You literally have to make it up in your mind that that's what you're gonna do, and stick to it. Stop backtracking and be like, "Ooh, just one more time." Look, I ain't gonna tell nobody you over there hiding in the corner. Somebody just one more, just one. No.
Right. One more time.
Just one more hit. Just one more time. No, no, because you're constantly giving your power away. Stop doing that. Release that need for that man. I'm just saying that first high will never be the same. It's your first and your last.
Man.
Because it will never happen again, no matter what. A serious detox is in order for everybody. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
A serious detox. And actually, let me put up this. Hold on, let me see, because I know I
Yeah, because
had
I
this.
think we can go cold turkey at this point, especially for people who've been years underneath.
So I had to put up the spiritual practices because of the fact that that's so important. Release yourselves.
Let me take a screenshot.
I did a little short little mini clip of this and all kind of stuff. I talked about it. All that good stuff.
Yeah, it's really decisions for people on what really matters most, and that's what you were saying with learning life and stuff like that, and actually going through it and having
Yeah.
experience. Because
Yeah.
you just got to figure out what you need and what you want, and
Right.
what's more important, the needs or the wants.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, but you have to just have a come to Jesus moment with yourself about why do you feel a need? Why is it so much of a pull? Why is it that you feel like you need to do that? That's what you need to ask yourself. Why? Why is there a need to do that all the time? Because everybody got a different reason. But what's your reason though?
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
And then once you figure that out, get rid of it.
Right.
Seriously.
Yep.
Because,
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, wouldn't you rather have full control than allowing something and someone else to have control over you?
You know what? That's a good question for not just me, but everyone else, because we're a lot of us are kind of at that spot, especially like if it comes down to jobs, and you know what I'm saying. We're not the boss, we're not the manager, we're just a crew employee, and we're kind of fit for that mindset of, oh, you know, like most in their 40s and 60s, you know, we're gonna be saving up retirement fund. We're not gonna have the CEO's company of sorts and stuff. He's not gonna lend us that boss or anything close to that position. And I, you know what? I can ramble on about that all day, but it's just the system. It's simply the system that we're in, and they want us to keep us that way. I'm just saying excuses at this point.
Bravo. Bravo, darling. Bravo, darling. Oh, that's the realest shit you could have said all night.
Hey,
I'm
look, I'm
just
trying to keep
saying.
up the conversation, but the more I
That
chat,
was
the more I
funny
get
because you realized it in that moment. You was like, wait a minute. Yeah, this some bullshit. No, let me just go ahead.
it. Just
Yeah,
trying to keep conversation, but I know I'm not the only one thinking that. It just comes from someone else's mind into my mind, and I gotta
yeah,
say it somehow because I know someone wants to hear that question while I'm kind of just like I already knew what the answer to the question is. Um, I think it's just way more beneficial to hear that from someone else who we believe because we don't really believe in ourselves like that, especially what we say to ourselves. I can
yeah.
say that to some people. So we kind of not kind of we feed off of other people's energy and information and wisdom and their experiences, kind of like an addiction as well. We kind of got addicted
Exactly.
to, you know.
Exactly. Especially for someone like myself, people become so addicted to me, addicted to my energy, addicted to my nurturing, caring energy, and just, they just want to latch on to me for dear life and don't want to let go type of situation. Um, it's just about a codependency. That's all. So people want to latch on to something. So if it's not a person, then it's a thing. Then if it's not a thing, it's a drug. So it's always some type of codependency.
Hmm.
So you have to, make it up in your mind to release yourself of all of those things because this is what it starts off with. First of all, love. You got to start loving yourself. You gotta love on yourself, self love, because you can't seek outside of yourself for what is within you. It starts there first. And when you choose God over everything, you can't go wrong. I'm just saying, and it's about creating good vibes up in this thing, up in this piece. No, like for real, because people just have to seek within. Stop trying to find an escape. What you running from?
Man, a lot.
Exactly. So when you figure that shit out, stop running and face that shit head on so that you can stop running. I mean, it's just that simple. What you running from? What's the point of running? What's the point of trying to escape? See, it's about making head over heart decisions. And when your head ain't right, your heart is just melting because you're going into everything with your heart, with your heart, with your heart, with your heart, with your heart. But no, you got to get that mental straight. You got to know how to be duality, know when to be able to kick that heart in, switch from mind to heart. Head over heart decisions, or lead with your heart in different situations. Like you have to have a balance because the fact that people become so codependent means that there is no balance. There's an absence of balance. Balance is required. That's why these spiritual practices on this screen are so important because You have to do stuff repetitively on a regular basis. Become very, very consistent. Do not sway away from your spiritual practices. That's how you get in tune. Consistency is key. And you will start seeing a whole lot of different things that you used to depend on just disappear because you're like, I don't need that no more. Because you're in a flow of things with yourself. You become balanced because you're training yourself to be balanced. It's work. I keep telling you, this shit ain't easy. It's not.
Yeah, a lot of work. Yeah.
It's a lot of work. So many people want to be me and be in my position and have my ranking and so on and so forth, but they did not walk through hell and fire like I did to get to this point. I could not sit here right now and teach y'all not a damn thing, talk to y'all about a damn thing if I had not went through the whole entire situation myself. That's what makes me such an awesome teacher because I'm a student first before anything. Life has taught me a whole lot. Let me just say that. And I turned them lemons into lemonade. God dang it! You might bend a little bit, as long as you don't fold. Life is about challenges. Challenge yourself to be better, being the better version of yourself, like what be going across my screen. But once again, I want to say this for the people who are having struggles with dealing with y'all's addictions, your codependencies, and all those different things like that, think of it like this here. If you don't make the decision to do better, do not ever complain about what you don't have, what you're lacking, what's wrong in your life, and so on and so forth. Just honestly speaking, because you consciously made a decision to not make those changes, to not be disciplined, to not put the work in. Because again, it's not easy, but it's well worth it in the end because it's a completely different world from being high all the time than being sober and walking in your purpose.
That is the
That's
truth.
another thing. That's
Man,
another thing.
one week of sobriety, oh man, it was something different.
You said
From the,
1 week. I cannot with your ass right now. Did you say 1 week, dude? I'm never with
from
you. I
experience though,
cannot.
from experience, you break that and you just start taking that. Well, I mean, you always been taking real air, but you start taking that real air in, and you walking around, you kind of just like,
I
oh
cannot
man,
with
what is going?
you. Are you
That's
serious
true.
right now?
That's
Um,
true.
did you just?
That feeling of what you mean when you just you won't look at it the same. And when you fuck up, you be like, damn, like I was a superhero when I was sober, man. What happened, man? I done lost all the powers, and in 1 hour, I had a powerful week. Now it's gone.
Oh my goodness. So you gave your power away.
I was just using. I had one of those times as an example. But what you're saying holds weight because I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I try to be like, yeah, I need to let this go, and then it's just like, wow, it's like you
And,
glow
and, and
different,
then
you
look,
breathe
and then you
different.
went right back to it.
Then I went right back to it. I was just like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I got my armor on. I'm thinking I'm ready to go. I think I can withstand this and get back on the
You
game.
was fooling yourself.
gonna work, but when you do see it, when you do see it, the next time you do like take a L, you start thinking more like, man, like it's not worth it. I want my powers back. Really.
Now
What
you
you saying?
understand.
True.
Now you understand exactly what I was meaning about what I said. Me being on both sides, I have I have the knowledge to see what the benefit was versus, you know, being inebriated, being sober. And it was just to me like I had a moment was what the it's just not even worth it. Because I started looking outside. I was like standing outside of myself, looking at myself.
Yeah.
When you can have that moment with yourself, it's very empowering. It's like a an aha moment because you like I've been doing this whole entire time for what? Coping, trying to cope, and then it's getting to the point where you just numb. That's all it's doing is just numbing you. And then when you have that aha moment of I don't want to feel like I'm numb. What the fuck? No, seriously.
Yeah.
Because when it gets to a point where you're just numb afterwards, it's just like, well, what are you really doing this for? What are you numbing?
Pain. Where we forget when we're high, where when how we forget, but it's definitely the root is pain, and
I get it. I
yeah,
understand that. But that's where the healing needs to take place. The fact that you and others, again, no shade, no shade,
mm-hmm.
y'all keep going back means you're not healed and you're not willing to heal. Because every time you decide to go back, you repeating that same thing. You're showing yourself, you're showing the most high and the devil that your ass is not healed. You was almost there, and then it just was calling you like, come here. You know you want some more. Call you back again.
Oh man, yeah, that's a fact though.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
bars,
you know you
bars, like for real. It be calling
yeah.
you. You're constantly demonstrating your weakness. The fact that you are not healed, the fact that you have not put the work in to do your shadow work, to make the efforts to heal yourself. I get it, baby steps. Believe me, I get it. But at some point, you got to make up your mind and say enough is enough. Because again, you tell the universe, the devil, and God, you're all right with being in control. I'm just saying. Because it's always something controlling you. Every time that you go under, you're allowing yourselves to be under the influence and control by something else. Don't it make you feel creepy knowing that you're inviting an entity
uh,
to you? Don't that make you feel creepy? Seriously. Don't that
you
make you
know,
feel some
a
kind of way? You
little.
like, oh my goodness.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say a lot, and I don't think people are going to say a lot either because we're still doing it, even though we know,
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah, we still taking the L's, but I
I know.
guess a little bit. It has to put a little fear somewhere.
Wow.
At least with me,
You
I can't say for everyone else, but puts a little bit of fear in it. Yeah, but it
I
must
don't
not be putting it to the point to where it's like, oh, okay, you
exactly.
you
But
you need to.
it's not about fear, Maxwell. It's about awareness. I want you to be aware. I'm not trying to fearmonger. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying by telling you these things. The collective, the subscribers, this is not about fear. This is about knowing. Because again, when you know better, you can what?
Do better.
So, with that being said, what else is there to second guess about?
Nothing. And if we are still second guessing, we're second guessing ourselves. That's probably about it.
And then, so again, you are a slave to the mentality and the system because even with you knowing that, you're like, oh, well, fuck it. At least I'll be able to escape.